So what is social emotional learning? Well, let's actually start answering this question with what it is not, or actually what it shouldn't be. The problem I'm seeing after watching videos and reading articles from people who are against SEL is that it seems many schools and districts are moving away from what is at the core of social emotional learning at the school level, and it's getting a little out of hand. My name's Elizabeth Peterson, and I'm in my 23rd year of teaching in the public schools. I've seen the need for skills in social emotional learning grow over the last decade or so, and I've been working really hard to integrate experiences into my day so that my students can develop those skills through SEL, Social Emotional Artistic Learning, a method of integrating the arts with SEL. Okay, the first thing that SEL is not is that it's not taking the place of academics. When teachers want to help students with their social emotional needs, it's usually because they want their students to be able to be present for the academics, not distract them from it. Teachers are under a lot of pressure to teach a massive amount of content in the time that they are given to teach it. And believe me when I tell you that as a teacher, I really want little Johnny to be prepared and focused and ready to learn when he enters my classroom. That's why my approach to social emotional learning is integrated. In SEL, we look at ways to embed strategies that will help students to get their brains ready to focus on their work and learn those new academic skills. Okay, so here's a tough topic to handle. SEL is not political. And unfortunately, the term SEL is starting to be equated with other political agendas, but it shouldn't. If schools are starting to take a political angle on their social emotional skills, then they really need to press the pause button and reset. So let's reset a little bit now and go back to the core of what SEL is, or at least what it should be in the classroom. It should be helping students to express their emotions in a healthy way, being able to work with peers collaboratively, allowing for relationship building throughout the whole school community, and making decisions that are well thought out and will help them to learn effectively. These skills are ones that will help students throughout life, and there is no better place to practice these skills than inside the safe environment of a classroom with a trusted teacher. Now, SEL is definitely not about isolating parents and families. In fact, the SEL wheel includes layers that make for a holistic social emotional education. The school's role is only one of those layers. Communities make up another, and families make up what I would consider to be the most important layer of a person's social emotional development. The school's role, in an ideal situation, would deal with what is pertinent to the student being able to learn the academics and be involved in the school community and all the opportunities that may be available through the school. Sports, clubs, the arts, everything that we see as part of school life. Schools and families are part of a team, and that rounds out the full social and emotional education of a growing child. Here's an important thing to remember about social emotional learning. It is not therapy. Teachers are not therapists, and schools are not therapeutic institutions. Schools do have therapists and social workers, psychologists, and guidance counselors on staff. That's something that's been around for decades. And those staff members are very much needed in the everyday school life to help students that are in need of those services. But that is not the same as social emotional learning in the classroom. While it may be a branch of mental health, SEL is not about addressing the specifics of mood and anxiety disorders, eating disorders or substance abuse, psychotic or personality disorders, or trauma-related disorders that students may have. Teachers are not trained in dealing with those types of mental health needs. Our focus is on how students' general social and emotional well-being affects their learning. And the teacher's role is to help students be able to be their best in the classroom so that they can learn. Now, if we suspect that a student needs additional help with their mental health, we bring it up to the professionals in the building that are equipped to handle that. And thank goodness they are available. Do you see the difference? Let me know in the comments, because this can be a really gray area for so many people. In SEAL, teachers gain an understanding of their role in the classroom, and that includes how to be sympathetic to all students who may or may not have mental health needs. We are there to support them and make sure that if they do need additional help, they are getting it from trained professionals. Finally, SEL is not a one-size-fits-all solution. When people are attacking SEL, they are usually concerned with the program that's being implemented, the step-by-step set of lessons and activities that teachers must follow. And while some programs do a really good job of teaching the basic SEL skills, I agree that SEL can't really be boiled down to a set of prescribed lessons. That's why when I created SEAL, I purposefully didn't make it a program to follow. Instead, SEAL is about giving the teacher the flexibility to understand his or her students and provide them with the integrated strategies and activities that will help them to develop their social emotional skills. Those skills that are at the core of good SEL in the classroom. Recognizing and expressing emotions in a healthy way, being able to collaborate with peers, developing relationships throughout the school community, and making good decisions in the hallway, on the playground, and in the classroom. I can't imagine anyone would argue with the teacher being able to support students in those skills. So I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on these things that SEL is not. What are you seeing in your school, in your district, and in your state too? And be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you'll be notified of next week's video, where I'm going to go through all the SEL competencies and dig into the skills that should be addressed in the classroom and which ones maybe should be left to the other people in our students' lives. I'll see you then.